Hello, you mad lads. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, where time you watch this or until I'm posting this. And today, I'm going to be giving a pro tip on each and every single operator in the game. And we're going to be starting off with smoke. And, yeah, that's basically it. And also, please remember to, like, subscribe so that I can get rich. But, this video is going to be part 1, and we're going to do defenders first on this video. And the next part, we'll do attackers. Alright, let's get into the video. Smoke is one of the best operators in the whole game, and for good reason too. He has a good loadout, good utility, and great ability, but my personal favorite thing about Smoke, and his best attribute in my opinion, is the ability to pick your fights. In this clip, I throw my smoke at this rotate to block off the enemies, so I know I have time to look around and think, and I see another enemy push in, so I throw my last smoke over there to that enemy, and since I know that smoke in the rotate is going to run out soon, I focus my attention on this, while knowing that the other smoke that I threw at the other enemy that pushed in is covering for me, and I was able to get a kill because of this. This is why it's so good to be able to pick your fights in this type of situation, because I knew my other smoke covered for me, and that the enemy couldn't push me. Next operator, mute. Alright, so my pro tip for mute is very, very, very interesting. So, this is going to be very mind-blowing. Have good placement. I see so many mute mains not care about their mute jammer placements when it really does matter. Check this clips for instance. In the stairway, I see a lot of people just place their mute jammer in the middle, but I like to place mine to the side so that the enemies can't see the mute jammer and just shoot it immediately. I like to make them work for the mute jammer. I don't just place it whatever just to block the drones for the prep phase. I like to actually place them so that they'll be saved on until like the end game. So always place your mute jammers in spots that will make the enemy work for it, and also you can help out your Miras by your Mira by placing your mute jammer on the Mira. Next, castle. Okay, before I get into the tip, make sure you place all your castles in the right spots. But when you place down your castle, it actually takes 9 hits for the castle to break. So you can hit the castle 8 times, and then when you hear an enemy run up to the castle, then you can finally hit it one last time and immediately surprise attack them. Just like this clip, for example. As you can see by the holes in the castle door, I already punched it 8 times, and when I hear an enemy walk up to the castle, I immediately punch it, and then I'm able to surprise attack him when he went up to try to punch the castle to try to break it. And then this usually, I would say 9 times out of 10 will give you a free kill. And also, another pro tip, make sure you have another castle left so that you can immediately block it off again. Next, pulse. A lot of people play Pulse so that they can go around roaming the map, and mostly he gets played when the objective is upstairs so that people, when they play Pulse, they can go from below and pulse from below and then just C4 the enemy, so that basically they can't plan at all. But what I like to do sometimes is play Pulse in sight, because when you're in sight, you can still track an enemies, like if you know they're going to play Vert, and throw your C4 and try to kill them. Now I missed in this example, but I hope you get the idea of what you can do as Pulse, and this is a lot of people don't expect you to play as Pulse in the objective, so it catches them off guard. And yeah, this works on a bunch of different sites, and yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, while I was working on this video while recording, the new rework for Recruit happened, and I must say I think the best part of Recruit is his versatility. Like on attack and defense, like on defense, any site you go, you can pick like impulses and C4s. The only thing about Recruit is you can't pick the same like you can't pick impacts on one and then another impact, so you have to pick 2 different ones. But like you want to be offensive, you can do impacts and C4, and or like shield and C4, and like a bunch of other stuff. It gets pretty crazy what you can do, and he's just very versatile. I think that's his best thing. Next, Doc. Alright, so for Doc, it's kinda, I don't know if I would count, I mean, this is something you can do. I don't know if this is really a pro tip, but even Doc is a real good support operator to heal his teammates and everything. But another thing he's also really good at is roaming. Because he has 3 stems, he can keep on healing himself while roaming around the map, even if he takes a little bit of damage. So he's pretty good at roaming. Check this clip, for example. In this clip here, I flanked the enemies while playing as Doc, but then the Montang noticed I was here, so they tried to rush at me, but I was able to kill the Montang, and then I eventually started like looking around a little bit, went back to reload, and I started looking around. But even though in this clip that I wasn't able to showcase like Doc healing himself because I didn't take damage, but hope you get the kind of idea of this, because like if I took damage there, I could have gone back, reloaded, and then healed myself, and then come back here, and I would be at full health, able to keep on fighting the enemies. But other than that, yeah, Doc is pretty good at roaming and like being an offensive character, even though he's more of a support. Next, Rook. Next, Capcan. The main thing with Capcan that you want to do is that you want to be unpredictable with them. Never place your Capcans in sight, because it can get hacked by a Brava, and it's just bad placement because everyone expects that. You always want to place your Capcans in areas that are very unexpected, like where people wouldn't usually like think that you would know where they go. But yeah, just be unpredictable with your Capcans. I know. What is it? And you have a higher chance of killing some people. Next, to Chonka. I'm gonna be honest, the Chonka is one of the best operators in the whole game. His gun is able to make easy rotates and is a high damage gun with 70 bullets in one mag. It's insane. And also you can make pixel peaks with your shield at some points. But yeah, other than that, you can just use the Chonka to like set up sight to make rotates, and use your shield to like make little pixels. And then you also have a gun that does like 70 damage per bullet, so with his shield it goes crazy, like if you find a good pixel. But yeah, that's basically it. Next, Jagger. Alright, this is gonna be another like easy pro tip. Have good placement. Bro, just like, I don't know, like I've always, like, again, it's like another mute thing, like where people don't place their Jaegers in good spots, leave it like wide in the open and get shot. But one pro tip I will give you is that it's Jaeger's pretty good with the observation blockers. So like if there's a Twitch drone trying to destroy your Jaegers, you can just put the observation blocker there and make it harder for the Twitch, so it's like not easy to just Twitch drone it. And but yeah, besides that, that's like all I really got. But just have good placement. Next, Bandit. My next tip for Bandit is bandit tricking, which I know that's not really like a pro tip and a lot of people do it, but one thing I do and I don't like to do is just like reinforce, like bandit both walls. Like don't just leave like one like electrocuted and the other one is just regular reinforced. Like I don't see the need to do that, because like unless you're in a low rank, someone's gonna fall for that. Like there's really no point in doing that unless you're in a low rank. That's gonna happen. But other than that, just bandit both walls and wait for it to get EMP'd, and then place your bandit again to where you hear it. And don't just randomly place your bandit. Actually hear like which wall they're placing it on. But yeah, that's basically it. Next, Frost. With Frost, it's kind of the same thing as like Capcan. Like place your frost mats in areas that are like kind of unpredictable. You wouldn't think an enemy would be, like in the stairs. Like it's harder to see the frost and stuff like that. Like if they're gonna focus on something else, like you just like try to be unpredictable with your frost mats. And like if the more you're unpredictable, I feel like the more you'll like get a kill, because they won't expect it at all. But yeah, just other than that, just be unexpected, and it'll usually work. Next, Valkyrie. My next pro tip with Valkyrie is having a creative mind. I feel like just place your Valkyrie in good spots like that you'll think are good. Just like be creative with your Valkyrie, and if they don't work, well, you can always try to pick it up, or it's just like, oh well, now the Valkyries that I put in this clip are not good. I was just kind of messing around. But but yeah, just like place your Valkyrie in good spots. One thing that is good is like placing them in like bright lights, so that like the enemies can't really see it that well. It's like that's sometimes good. Just like placing in unexpected spots so that you can ping enemies. And do not red ping with Valk cams, only if it's like a 1v1. But other than that, do not red ping and just yellow ping with Valk cams, please, because then you'll get your own or your teammates' Valk cams or your own Valk cams destroyed. Next, Cav. Alright, so I have two pro tips for this character. One, never play this character. Two, if you do play this character, I really don't know, just remember that yeah, when you use your ability, you're not always silent. They can still hear you a little bit, so yeah, just like still be on the lookout, 'cause if people have good hearing and have a good headset, they're probably gonna hear you. Next, Echo. My pro tip with Echo is to hide your Echo drones. Do not just set them up on top of the roof. Like, throw your Echo drones in hidden locations like this, and like just make sure that they're hidden as much as possible, because if you just place them immediately on top of the roof, it's really easy to see. It's just like a little black box in the sky, so like if anyone looks up, then it's really easy to see. So that's why I really like to hide them, so that you can save them for like the end game, so then you can deny plant. But make sure you hide them, and also make sure you don't hide them in locations where you can get them stuck like this. I don't know how I got stuck, but yeah. Next, Mira. Alright, it's another mute, Jagger, and thing again. Like, just have good Mira placements. And also, second thing, this doesn't go for the Mira players, but this goes for everyone else. Please let your mirrors set up site and do their Mira strategy. So many people have messed me up, and I've seen people mess other mirrors up. Just let Miras like do their strategy. Like, don't interrupt it at all. Anyways, but that's all. But, oh, by the way, one thing I need to say, unless it is bad Mira placement, then do it. Like, these mirror placements that I did are mediocre, but if it's bad mirror placements, then yes, do it. Like, if you need to put a rotate or somewhere, then like, yeah, just do it. Next, Legion. My pro tip with Legion is having, make sure your Legion mines are hidden. Right here, I placed my Legion mine on the side of the door so that it's not really that seeable, and it's kind of on the side. And I also checked to make sure that an enemy would step in if they went here. Now, I would probably want to place it more to, the right side of the door, because that's where most people walk in. But yeah, other than that, just like have good placement and make sure that they're hidden well. And yeah, and also use your super sortie to make like rotates and feet holes, because I see so many people that have super sorties or like a shotgun and they never make like rotates or like little feet holes. So make sure you do that as a Legion too. Next, Ella. Okay, it's kind of another one of those things again. Just like have good placement with your Ella mines. Now I'll give you one example. What I do like to do is, see this Ella mine I placed there, I place it to where an enemy is gonna walk in. Because the Ella mine blast, it doesn't last for long when they have a concussion. It does not last for long. So I like to put it in places to where like the enemy is just like about to like push you or like be right at the door. So then they get a concussion and they can't aim, and then you can kill them easily. Like, not place them like by the stairs where then they just easily run away. Like, place them to where like they're about to take a gunfight. But yeah, other than that, that's the only tip I can give you. And yeah. Next, Vigil. When Vigil activates his ability, he always gains plus 10 points of when he dodges a drone, because he gets all glitchy. So he gets 10 points of a drone just to see him. So what I like to do is that every single time I walk in a different room, I activate my ability for a little bit, and I stop it, because if I don't get plus 10 points, that means there's no drone around me. So that means I don't have to keep on activating my ability. This saves your ability, and like you can just have it at any time, and you can just spam it when you walk into a room, like hold it and then wait for a little bit, then turn it back on it. And yeah, this really saves your ability for like later situations if you need it or stuff like that, so you don't have to keep on using your ability. Next, Maestro. Alright, so these next characters, I'm just gonna say the exact same thing. Maestro. Have good placement. Place your Maestro cams on top of surfaces so that enemies just can't punch them immediately. You place them like, well, they have to expose themselves out in the open a lot, so that you can just gun them down. Place them where you can't melee them at all to break the camera. Next, Alibi. Just have good placement, but don't pick her at all. She's not good a character. She's not a good character. Next, Clash. Clash is really good at blocking off like ways that people usually get in. My favorite place to probably play her is cafe, all the way downstairs in the kitchen. And like, it's my favorite place to play her because like she can easily block off this door that most people come through, and it's just really easy. You just gotta shock them, keep them there, and then it wastes time when they try to keep on pushing there. They still try to kill you. It wastes a lot of time. You can waste a lot of time as Clash while they try to kill you, and then they have to go around the other way, and then you can just keep on, when people leave, you can just go to another place and start keep on like electrifying them and just like push them back. She's really good at holding off areas. Next, Cade. My pro tip with Cade is basically Bandit tricking, but instead you Cade trick. And with Cade tricking, you have to be a lot more precise, and it's a lot more difficult, and you have to really focus. I kind of failed here because I was on a call, but usually as soon as you hear an EMP, what is it, like hit your Cade, you want to immediately throw a Cade, and then after that, then pick up your other one, and then just like what is it, wait and see like it out. But yeah, that's basically all you really do, and then you just pick back up your Cade, and yeah, and then you just repeat. It's a lot easier because they have an ace, but it's a lot harder if they have a thermite, so you have to be much more aware. Next, Mazy. My pro tip with Mazy is very simple. It's just, I would say, save your Mazys. Don't really place them down unless you know like a lot of drones are going to come through an area, you want to block it off. But other than that, never really place your Mazys down, because it always gives an indicator when a drone gets near your Mazy that there's a Mazy pest like right next to the door or something like that, so they know not to go through there. So always save your Mazys so that you so that a drone can come towards you or whatever, and then you can snipe the drone, so that you don't have to waste your Mazys just placing them in random areas. And then also have good cams set up when you place your Mazy drones too. Next, Warden. Reinforce and help your teammates set up site. You're 3 speed and don't have a 1.5 anymore. Alright, you're not that good of a fragger operator. Reinforce and then you can go frag. Don't just start fragging out immediately and die in the first 5 seconds of the match. At least be useful before you die. Next, Goyo. Goyo is another one of those things where it's like have good placement, but to get more in depth into it, place your Goyos on where it's easy for your teammates to 1 shoot it, and 2 they'll definitely block off the enemies. Like don't place so far away that there'll be like a little gap of fire that the enemies can just like be at. But yeah, mostly place it to where your teammates can still shoot your Goyo like without having any trouble, and make sure that it's going to be where you definitely know enemies are going to push, like our enemies normally push from. And if you can't have a good Goyo placement there, don't bother placing it. Go place it somewhere else, and maybe you can just hold with an angle at that place that you don't have a Goyo. And yeah, that's basically it. Next, Wamai. Wamai is kind of another one of those just have good placement characters, but what I like to do with Wamai is place my Wamai like outside of sight of where the enemies would throw grenades and stuff like that. See, like here, and if an enemy were to throw a grenade or smoke there, they would be caught by it instead of it being in sight. Because I see a lot of Wamais placed there, Wamais in sight, like in ranked and stuff like that, even though it's just like all it really does if you place it in sight is just delay the time. But I like to place it to where like the enemy is going to be throwing it, and make sure that it's well hidden. I'll definitely make sure it's well hidden. Next, Oryx. My pro tip for Oryx is make rotates and roam. Next, Malusi. Have good placement. Next, Aruni. Have good placement. Alright, next, Thunderbird. Next, Thorn. Have good placement. Next, Azami. Go watch Spoy or something, I don't know. Next, Solus. Mid operator now. Next, Fenrir. Anyone who plays Fenrir should kill them. Next, Tubaro. Okay, this is I have kind of 2 pro tips with them. One, when you throw your Tubaro at a wall and it freezes everything, make sure you wait. It takes, I think, about like 15 seconds for your Tubaro to break, and then you can throw another one. So if you time it right, you can waste the enemy's time by like 45 seconds and stuff like that. Like, it gets pretty crazy how much you can waste their time. But other than that, yeah, that's basically it. And then my second thing is that if you throw a Tubaro and have a Bandit, you can still place your Bandit while it's frozen, and it'll still electrocute the electrocute like the thermite charge or the ace charge or whatever. Like, you can still place your Bandit even while it's frozen, because as soon as it unfreezes, your Bandit will go off immediately. So yeah, you could just do that too, and it'll get rid of the wall. Anyways, but yeah, that's basically it. Alright, and that's the end of the video on every single operator, at least on defense, every single pro tip on each operator. And yeah, it's basically it. It's just the end of the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know if I should do another one of these but on the attacker side. And yeah, and I hope you mad lads have a good day. So see ya. Also, like and subscribe so I can get rich.